Okay, let's have some fun. We're going to do a little fog scene, and you'll notice I have everything here where you can see it because I've had requests so to let me show you my paint, my water, and how I do everything. The only thing you can't see is my squirt bottle and my hair dryer. Okay, so I've wet the paper, and again I like 300-pound arches. I've wet it already. This is a great sponge, cheap, and it just gently touch it. I wet it already once, and this is the second time. I like to have the paper nice and wet when I'm doing wet and wet. And most of my skies and water are always wet and wet. I don't paint dry. Very seldom. Only when you're doing the finishing touches. There's a few hairs there. So I'm getting rid of those. That's good. Alright, let's begin. Now, I use basically 3 colors. Whoops, there's some more hairs there. Don't want those. I use most of the 3 colors that I use most of: Antwerp blue, alizarin crimson, and burnt sienna. And and it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter. Use whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to make a gray, make a gray. Whatever you use, blue, whatever blue you use. Don't worry about what I do. It's just that Antwerp blue is a beautiful blue. And I'm going to use a big brush. This is a 2-inch brush rather than a little one, but I can use a little one too. And a palette knife, but you'll see. So now I'll grab some paint over here. I guess you can see that. Yeah, I'm looking in the video to see if you can see. And I have 2 containers of water, one for clean, one for dipping my brush and cleaning my brush. The other one is just strictly for wetting my paper. There we go, getting a gray. With a big brush you get lots of paint on there. Again, you can make a blue gray, green gray, pink gray, all with those 3 colors. Now I want a little more blue here. Here we go. Oh, no, forgot. First I should make my sky. Okay, so we want the sky a little bluer. And I'm going to make this kind of fog is going to be at the top of the picture and clear down the bottom, like the fog hanging over the top. So here we go. There we go. That's a blue gray. Now we'll make our fog. One sweep. Don't overwork it. And another sweep. Want some more paint? Grab some more paint. This one's a little, we're going to put a little more pink in it for the sky. There and there. And oh, look at that, a piece of dirt. Get rid of that. Alright, there we go. Start from the outside and work in. And leave light. Leave your light like so. There we go. Like so. And now I'm going to have the fog come down. I forgot about the fog. I forgot what made my normal sky, but we're going to fix that. Now we're going to make this foggy. I'm going to cover that up. Like so. Have a little light in there. There, that's good. Now we're going to let it run. Make it a little bluer, add a little red. You can do that right on the paper, you see? It makes a different color. Right there. And add a little more brown. And my paint is always hardened up in the palette. That way I can muck around with it without losing it. Now, let's make the sky run. Now it's a little drier than I like, and with your squirt bottle, give it a couple nice squirts like that, and now watch the paint run. And you can turn it one way and another way, up and down, and then you get that nice flow. See, it just runs. bring it up closer so you can see. See how nice it runs? You don't have to work hard. And then you can tilt it. Oh, catch these bad extra water here. Otherwise that'll run back into your painting and then you end up with a big mess. Now we'll tilt it this way. Catch all these drips around the edge. Down this way a little more. This is going to be a little island in the fog. Down Hackett's Cove, which is just 2 miles down the road, is a little island. When the tide's high, when the tide's low, it's not an island. We always called it Hen Island. I don't know what the real name is, or even if it has a real name. But it's a real neat spot. So that's kind of good. Here's catch this drip. You can see how the paint is running up in here. I'm going to let that run a little more. And that'll make this taper off here as well. Catch those drips. And now let it run down once more, like this. It should be fun. Don't make it painful. Now, some people like real tight detail. Well, that's okay. That's what they do best, and that's what they want to do. But I like to have fun. So there we go. See, there's the sky. Now we're going to put in a little water. So the water is going to reflect the sky. So, again, start out here, and just like so. And there's more light here, so I'm going to have more light down here. And then I'm going to add some blue, because we're actually in the water here, so it's always a little darker down below. Than the reflections are always darker than the sky. And I need a little more water to make it run. There we go. Oh, a little bluer yet. Yeah, that's better. Don't want too blue. You can always add a little brown, a little red right on it, and mix it right there. Now we're going to put in Hen Island. That's going to go right here. Now, I'm going to give that a little squirt. Got to be careful now because I don't want to get up into there. So let's see, make sure you can see. Just give that a little squirt there, and that'll run better now because it's getting a little dry. There she goes. And now I'm going to add a little more red because that's kind of green, kind of blue there. We'll fix that. And make sure you go straight across. Don't do this windshield wiper effect. Your horizon will be crooked. And we want a little darker right at the bottom. Kind of filled in there a little on me. A little more. There we go. Okay, that'll do. Now we're going to add Hen Island. Okay. Now I'm going to use a little yellow here on the shoreline. Again, I didn't even clean my brush out. Notice that. I don't like wasting paint. I'm just going to use the tip of the brush, the corner there. That'll be the part of the land. Now we're going to add some brown. Then we'll add a little more. You make it darker. Now we could use a smaller brush, it's easier, but if you just use the tip of the brush like the corner there, it's great. Okay, there's Hen Island. Now we have to add the trees, and again, I'm not going to Notice I haven't even washed my brush. Now we're going to add some blue, and that'll make us a nice green. Now we'll add the trees. And always go up. Remember, trees, if you start at the top, you're going to end up with thick trees at the top, and you don't want that. We're just going to kind of fill in here. And some reflection. I could use this. It'd be easier if I use a smaller brush now, but I want to show you that you can do it with a big one. Alright? Because this little island, it's only probably, well, I don't know if it's even 50 feet wide. Not very wide. I'm using the imperial measurement. Over Canada now is metric. This is for all you folks in the States. I don't know why anybody ever came up with the imperial system. Metric is so easy. Everything is tens. Your money's metric. 10 pennies in a dime, 10 dimes in a dollar, 10 ones in a 10, and $10, 10 tens in 100. People think the metric's hard. I got news for you. When I first learned that in grade 9, what in the world did we ever come up with the imperial system? Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't everybody change? You have to get after your new president. I hope my head isn't in the way. Oh, okay, there we go. See, there's the island. Now we're going to put in the reflections from the trees. Remember, water is just like a mirror. Add a little more down here. That's good. And make this a little deeper here. Ta-da! There we go, we're nearly done. Now we're going to get the hair dryer. I also had a request when I used the dryer I'm going to get a little more dark, a little darker in here, the branches. I had a request to turn off the dryer, mute it. Well, I didn't know how to do that with my YouTube videos at the first, but now I do. But even better still, I'm just going to cut it out. You won't even hear it. So now we'll dry it. Okay, now the old palette knife. This is my favorite palette knife. Where are we here? I gotta show you. Now I wrecked it. You see, this is a palette knife, and I ground it down so it doesn't have a square edge, you know, or triangular edge, like, you know, like these guys. Where are we here? You know how they have a triangular edge? They give a sharp corner there. This one I ground down, but one time I left it in the, by mistake I left it in my water and it rusted. And but anyway, it's rounded off. You can get somebody to grind it off for you. Okay, now we're going to put in some shoreline. And this is a little tricky. You might want to get some old scrap map board or something and put in the shoreline and a few rocks. I waited a little long. I talked too much. And then the reflection. And some deadwoods. Oh, I waited too long. There. Alright. There, we just get a couple. See that? And then don't forget the reflection. In the water, in the tree. That's a little. Oh. Now I'm going to use a little smaller brush. Alright? We're getting into the details here. Make sure you can see I'm in a little more blue. We're going to just touch up. Make more branches here. And again, get the reflections. There we go. Yeah, I waited too long. Should have stopped talking. Sometimes if you wet it, you can go back and scrape it out again. Like so. There we go. There we go. Just just get the feel of it. Have fun. Now the fun part. We'll just put a mat around it. There we go. I always make my paintings bigger than what I need, so I'm gonna put a mat around them. I got lots of room to play with. There we go. Let's see. Get to do. Oop, it's working backwards in the camera. There we go. How do you like that? Okay. No, I mean these are just little quick demonstrations. You can do more detail and take your time, but I just want you to get the feel. Okie doke. Thanks for watching.